moving through Monkey Wrench Wood. Monkey Wrench Woods was so named because from an air view it looked like a monkey wrench. And this is into the Siegfried Line on a two-day attack on Sins. We lost a lot of men in the woods. We lost a lot of men in the open field, a half mile going into Sins, which we captured about half of it. But there are so few of us left. And there was an armored division getting its first combat experience, the 8th Armored. And we had quite a bit of bad work from them, as long as good work, firing on our own people. Had to sneak up and bang on the hulls of their tanks to stop them from shooting at us. And tell them where they should aim their damn guns. But we had so few people left that night, after repelling more attacks from the 11th Panzer Division, we were pulled out of there. We went back to our original lines in the edge of the woods.
Combat at its worst was experienced by the frontline infantrymen during World War II. Imagine the effects of a determined enemy shooting at you, incoming artillery fire seeking to tear you to pieces, constant exposure to the weather, little sleep, if any at all, the unrelenting noise of battle. Combine all these elements, and you have only the beginning of an understanding of what it was like to be in combat. When the 94th Infantry Division moved into position below the Siegfried Line in northeast France in January of 1945, little did its infantry know they would face nearly 3 months on the line fighting and dying. The 94th became General Patton's little gem because it fought so well during his drive to the Rhine after the Battle of the Bulge. Capturing the daily action and combat drawings was infantryman William Foley, 18 years of age. Although not a trained artist at the time, Bill put his innate talent to work, drawing after a day's events what his mind could recall. Drawing became a way to relieve the stress, the strain, and the pain. As if on a God-given mission, Bill vividly captured in his drawings the stark realities of men engaged in brutal combat. His battle scenes will soon be published in a forthcoming book that should be a part of the library of everyone who is interested in combat of World War II. We interviewed Bill via satellite from Texas. Please enjoy this very special edition of Triumphant Spirit.
After the initial combat, of my first combat, where we lost 60% of our men, we moved south along the line about 8 miles to near Orshows and occupied holes and dugouts that had been dug by the 301st Regiment of our division. And so we had relative comfort out of the snow and the rain. The man that I had been assigned to was a BAR, Browning Automatic Rifleman. His name was Dan. We became very good friends. There was a rumor of some hot food, a hot breakfast, and he took our mess kits and went back. I was alone in the dugout, and I realized that I had not written. I had promised, like everyone to write faithfully, and I took out a V-mail form, and my hands are dirty, and I'm smudging the V-mail paper. In my imagination, I began to see things in the smudges, and I began doodling with this pencil. Pretty soon, the whole line of foxholes and dugouts down the second platoon line began to appear. I stuck my head outside and took a look. Within about 20 minutes, I had the drawing done, and I propped it up on one of the logs on the roof of the dugout. And when Dan came back with the food, he was really amazed, and I was moved to give him the drawing. I tried to rescue it from his body some months later. My first action as a squad leader was to attack a hill. This is when we're going up the hill, and I'm sending a few men off to the flank to cover us. We had a grenade exchange on top of the hill. They tried to surrender. Somebody tried to surrender and waved a white flag. There was a pistol shot. We moved into the trench. There was a German officer with a smoking Luger staring at a young man that he just shot. The officer then surrendered. He must have shot the young man who wanted to surrender, who waved the white cloth. Shot him because he didn't want to surrender. And then almost immediately, when the grenades were coming in, he decided better, and he did this. I don't know whether it's because I'm Irish or what it is, but 5 times in my life I have seen red, and it is literally true. I don't know if you've ever experienced this phenomenon, but it's a dirty red film takes your eyesight away for a second, and you do something violent. I killed the German officer. I took his beautiful binoculars, his Luger. It was the first good Luger that I found. Nice holster, extra magazine, 9 rounds. We threw his body over the trench. We set up housekeeping. And this is the closest call that I had, really, because I love to get on the trucks early before anybody else and get up on the front and lean over the cab. But I love being up there, and I would tell myself, well, if I see a sniper, I'm in a good position. We passed through towns with white sheets hiding out the windows, people peering out the windows, peeking at us, frightened. And we got shelled. The third shell, everybody was piling off the trucks. The shelling was coming too close, and instead of jumping off, I made a very smart decision, and I dived. And the moment that I hit the ground, a shell hit about 15 feet away, exactly the spot where I had been a split second before. If I had jumped off, I would have been cut in half.